Hello, everybody. All right. How's everybody doing? Nikki here with San Diego Moms. We are just going to do a quick technology switch here. All right, you're back to host. How's everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying this beautiful Thursday. Nikki here, owner of the San Diego Moms. I am so excited to be here with Marlene. She is the director of in-home childcare with TOOTRiS. And wow, this website is just absolutely amazing. So I am so excited to learn more about it and to be able to share it with all of you guys. So just kind of while we allow people to kind of join in and chat on the live, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? I hear you have a little one on the way. And
yes, you guys can't see, but I am 22 weeks pregnant and I currently have a 9-month-old boy at home as well. So, you know, we just wanted to go ahead and have 2 kids all at once.
Absolutely incredible. And what is a little bit of your background before TOOTRiS, and we'll kind of dive into that.
Well, my background literally has been in the field of early childhood education, specifically in the field of childcare. And I've been in the field of childcare for, I want to say, 15 years now. So it's been a long time. And a little bit interesting about my journey, it all started with my mom's own passion because she opened up her own in-home childcare program when I was around high school age. And that was what kind of led me towards my passion in early childhood education, was seeing all the little young ones being a part of my household and my community in my house. And, you know, that led me to wanting to continue to pursue and expand my horizons and being able to give back to my community. And yeah, so I've been in the field for quite some time, and then I worked many years in San Francisco with childcare providers as well, and now I'm back here in San Diego doing the same thing. So I have a range of experiences in the field of childcare.
Yeah, which I'm sure is just TOOTRiS is very excited to have you on board. Which let's dive into a little bit, I guess, about what TOOTRiS is, because you're probably not familiar with them, but just think childcare kind of on demand. It's a free service. Yes, I said free.
Yes, free. Yeah, TOOTRiS is, I love the fact that you emphasize on-demand childcare. So we are a technology-based service provider that offers and helps parents, right, search high-quality childcare programs, specifically in San Diego right now.
Very cool. And so San Diego County, you know, I guess I can remember when my daughter was younger, obviously, and even kind of like in the womb, you know, you start to look at waiting lists, like getting on waiting lists, preschools and all of these things. And gosh, it was just so overwhelming. I remember making phone calls after phone calls and not getting calls back a lot of the time, setting up, you know, site tours when if I had just been able to see it like ahead of time, maybe I wouldn't have even gone to the site tour. So I think that's what I'm just like, gosh, why, you know, weren't you guys around when my daughter was younger? Because my goodness, I just am so excited about how this really is going to change. One, it's going to make so many moms' lives so much easier. Yes. And it's just an incredible kind of platform.
Yeah, I mean, you said it really nicely. Yeah, we offer a great opportunity for parents to really search real-time availability childcare programs in San Diego. And yeah, many parents struggle with finding childcare, right? Like you mentioned earlier, like, you know, having to call, right? Not getting a phone call back. Another thing is, you know, getting references from friends, like, where do I go? Being a part of the wait list. Sometimes the wait lists are a year long, right? So finding an opening, especially for young ones, right? There tends to be a shortage of childcare between the ages of 0 to 3 years old, so infant and toddler age groups. And so parents have this hard time finding childcare, and we as TOOTRiS really solve that problem. With one, we want to increase the access to childcare, right? The availability of it. And another one is we also want to promote affordable childcare, right? And not just affordable, but high quality, affordable, and safe childcare in San Diego. And when I say affordable, there is a misconception of people think, oh, it's cheap, right? And we know that cheap is not always the best, because it doesn't mean that it's always the best quality, right? And so when we say affordable, we really talk about three main points. One is geographically, right? Convenient for families. And that means that whether, you want it near your work, right? So you're close by, or you want it near home, right? Or you want it in between. And so we really help with our platform, really help parents get into that deep search as to what specifications are going to be best for their family, right? And what's going to be convenient for them. Another thing is that we really support parents look for any type of childcare subsidy to support them with paying for childcare, because we know childcare is not expensive, it's expensive. And so we really support them through that process. And if we're not able to find one, well, then we have, TOOTRiS has created our own early childhood scholarship grant that really supports parents with paying for childcare as well in the meantime, until they figure, a best option as well. And another thing is too, that when I say affordability, we want to talk about convenience, right? We want to talk about parents that maybe a program that they really like, and I'm just going to put numbers out there, right? Don't listen to the numbers because they're not specific, but maybe childcare costs this parent $15 an hour, right? Because this is the best program that they saw was the best fit for their children or child. And they're only able to pay $10, right, an hour for childcare. And so what TOOTRiS does is that we are able to then pay that additional $5 as well to really support them in paying for that childcare that is best suited for their children. So, so TOOTRiS has really thought about a holistic approach.
And it encompasses so much.
Yes. A holistic approach about what families really need, right? And why childcare is so critical, because one, we know that parents need to go to work, right? And one of the things is that we want them to pursue their own passions, their own careers, right? And then become successful individuals in our society. And it tends to be that 85% of women tend to have to sacrifice their careers, right? Either having to reduce their hours or having to just stay at home with their kids. And TOOTRiS really wants to support women, in particularly, to go back out to the workforce and participate and just follow their dreams as well.
And it was designed by a mother
Yes.
who also wanted to pursue her career. So I think,
yes.
And we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just think, like, again, not that I have to have a woman-owned business, but I mean, I just think it, it was so well thought out. And when I first saw the website, I was just like, again, I was very angry that it was not there 5 years ago. But I mean, it's just such a beautiful website. I mean, truly, everything is absolutely amazing. I think the best way to walk through it and share more about it is if we can actually kind of screen up and walk people through it. So I think that will be a great time.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to the main page of our website, which is TOOTRiS.com. We're sharing our screen right now. Let me know as soon as you guys are able to see it.
There we go.
See it?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So as you can see, this is our main page. Well, really well thought out. On the bottom, you see near work, near home, and near a school, right? Or other locations. Remember, I talked earlier about convenience, right? And then up here where you see location, we're just gonna, parents can type up any location, whether it's zip code or the city that they're looking for care. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just type in Carlsbad. I'm gonna click, and automatically will direct you to a bunch of childcare programs in that desired location. And you see here on the map, there are both center-based and in-home based childcare programs. So in-home childcare programs are those who are licensed by the state of California, through the Department of Social Services. And these are individuals who use their own home to take care of their own, of other families' children. So it's a community within a person's own home, right? And they've really designed it really beautifully to really set up an environment where children can grow, learn, and play. And there is now the ones that don't look like a home, they kind of look more like a building. Those are center-based programs, and those tend to be either at a school site or near school, or at an own building that has been designed for children. So to the right, you'll see a bunch of childcare programs here that are available in that desired location. We're going to go ahead and just click on one. Oh, wait a second. We're going to go ahead and go to the provider type. So as I mentioned before, there's an in-home center dedicated, which those are individuals who can be either, we can refer them as non-exempt providers, but there's individuals who, like nannies or babysitters, that can also be available for families as well. And then we can look for a child age, right? What program offers or has availability depending on your child's ages, right? How old was your child when you were looking for childcare, Nikki?
Right, two probably.
Okay. And I'm sure that was hard to find because, like I said earlier, right, there tends to be a shortage between of open availability for childcare between the ages of 0 to 3 years old. And so child's age is really critical because you want to know, okay, what program out there really has availability for my age, that age group that I'm looking for. And then the next one is enrollment options, right? Are you looking for something that's more fixed? Is it a monthly, fixed program, right? Where you're guaranteed that childcare slot for at least a month, right? Or fixed weekly, right? We're just looking on a week-to-week basis, right? Because you know that maybe, you don't need it for so long, but you wanted to, pay as you go on a weekly basis. Or a drop-in daily and drop-in hourly. Drop-in daily pretty much means you probably need 2 days of care, 3 days of care, right? For a particular reason, right? Maybe you have a set of important meetings or need a, you're going out of town and your husband needs to go ahead and need some type of specific care because it doesn't work with his work schedule, right? And so that's what drop-in daily means. And drop-in hourly, maybe you just need care to go to the doctor's office, right? For 2-3 hours, right? Or run some errands. And so those are the different, right? We need some self-care, right? As parents, it's so important. So that keeps us energized and going to make sure that we ensure that we provide our kid with the best attention. So self-care is really critical. And so those are the different types of enrollments that can be available for parents as well. And then more, if we click on more, you'll go ahead and see, there's a variety of ones like program distinction, right? Are you looking for a specific philosophy, a Montessori, right? A faith-based program, a word off. And so and then there's many more options that parents can select from. And then again, do you want to look at background and experience? Most of our providers have a well range of experiences. I mean, I've seen over 10 years of experiences working in the field with young children. So it gives you a little bit more information. Another important factor is that maybe you want to look by language, right? Maybe you want, as a parent, I want my kids to be in a program that's bilingual, right? And so that to me is very important. So you can look by languages, or a specific language that you want your child to be exposed to. So language is a big component that you can look for. And a lot of our providers in San Diego particularly are women. And secondly, English is their second language. So there is a lot of bilingual programs out there as well. And then, there's some other dietary diets and meals. Some programs offer snack. Other programs offer both snack, lunch, breakfast, and dinner, right? Maybe that's better for you because you're like, I don't want to have to be worried about having to pack up their lunch. I want a program that has everything set for my child. And other amenities, right? Can they pick up my child from school? Can they, drop off my child from school in the morning because I have to get to work at a certain time? Specialties, is your child allergic to something? Do you want somebody who's knowledgeable or who's comfortable caring for a child with any specific allergies or maybe physical disability or cognitive disabilities? And so that's really important for parents as well. So all those more filters that people can begin to filter and see what childcare options are in their desired location.
Very cool.
And we're going to go ahead and click on one provider. And this is Mayra Hernandez. And the great thing about these profiles, as you see, is that you get to learn more about every single program. You mentioned earlier, right? Like, I wish I had a place I can go to learn more about their program, right? Instead of having to call, then schedule a tour and seeing if it's a good fit. What we do is that we do it all for you, right? You can use your mobile device or you can use your computer to get onto our website and look for these programs. And what's neat about it is that a lot of our programs have a virtual tour set up where you can actually get to know the program virtually. So we'll go ahead and click on the video right now so you guys can see just a little bit like what to expect when I go into the home of, and this is an in-home childcare program that I'm showcasing for you guys right now.
I mean, this just that itself saves so much time because, like I said, I had gone to a few, like where if they had a video or something up on it, I probably might not have gone or whatever it might be. And I know it's always important to go and see things, but
yeah,
you know, it's just like location or whatever. And
then you can also, like, you know, obviously get to a point where maybe you have 3 best options instead of having to go tour like 10 of them and finding which one is a good fit, you know. So this here just shows you her little infant area, what her yard looks like, so you get to have an idea of what you get to envision your child in that setting, right? To see if it's a good fit for you and your family. And so that's the great thing about these virtual tours that some of the providers have been able to upload on their own profiles. And then another neat thing is that you can actually kind of get a little bit of a personal connection with these program directors by clicking on their own video that they've created themselves about their program. So we'll click here just so you guys can see it real quick. You won't hear it. Can you guys hear it?
Maybe, yeah, I hear
a little bit. So, you know, just a video of them just explaining to them like what their program is about, right? And how, and their passion towards children, right? And so you kind of get that like personal instant connection, right? Like, oh, all right, I really like what she's saying, or I'm curious to know more about this individual, right? And more about her program. So we'll go back to her profile. And then we can look at pictures, right, of our program. You know, just the different settings. You get to see the different activities that children's have, right? There's like a reading area, there's a table. So it's all really appropriate for children, right? All child size, right? Accessible for these children, comfortable for your child. And it feels very homey as well, right? It's like a childcare, like a kind of like a preschool, early childhood setting, but yet, you know, it's in her home. So there's like that warmth that children will get to have when going into an in-home childcare program. And then, you know, at the bottom of everything, you know, you get to know the hours that they operate, what time they open, what time they close, the ages that they serve, what kind of enrollment options she has available for families, the daily schedule, right? The daily program, which we call it here. So you get to see a little bit about what will my child be doing during the day, right? What time are they more likely to have breakfast or go outside if the weather is appropriate? You know, what time do they have snack? And so you have an idea of what your child will be doing during the day. Right. And then again, there's the specifications on the left, right? Program distinction, her background of experience. She's a parent. She has plus 10 years in the field. She speaks both Spanish and English. The, you know, meals and diets. She offers breakfast, light, snack, lunch, and dinner, right? I think that's a bonus for every parent out there. You know that their child's going to be fed, and you don't have to worry about that.
Wow, that is just absolutely incredible. I mean, I think just seeing it, and again, like kind of when I just first jumped on the site, it was just so well thought out. It was so just well put together, and I really haven't seen anything like that before. Which, if it's okay, will we anything missed covering kind of in here? I think the filters, honestly, there wasn't anything that I saw or I was like, oh, I wish.
And then one thing that I'm pointing out too is like the location, right? You see the little house there where it says Otay Mesa. You get to see a bit of like where her house is at. Remember I talked about earlier about geographically being convenient for parents, and that's really important for them. So you see, is it close to my house or is it near my work? How close is it? And so you have an idea, right, of where that program is. Again, you can also, you know, call them, right? You'll be able to call them, to message them, to schedule a tour with them, depending on their availability. So it's not like it's you having to call, right? Because you mentioned earlier, I had to call a bunch of programs. It takes about maybe 80 calls for someone to actually find a good fit. a good
More.
childcare program. And so that's a lot of calls. Nobody wants to be calling 80 times, right? But what you can do is, you know that there's real-time availability. So when you say enroll now, like, you know that she has available access, right? And so that's a critical component, right? That, you know, there's a slot. I need to go ahead and schedule a tour because I'm really interested in her program and I'm ready to enroll my child, right? And so there is that enrollment now option, right? A schedule tour option, call option. And so providers will have access to knowing a little bit more about you, and you guys knowing more a little bit about them as well.
Absolutely incredible. I love it. Myra, I wish I had this profile. Again, it looks absolutely amazing. And again, I think you guys thought about literally everything that you could think about from a mother standpoint, kind of what you need to know and what you want to know, and what will honestly make your life a lot easier in this process.
Well, TOOTRiS has a great team of experts here. We are a great team of staff here. We're well-rounded. We come from different areas, but we have a very great staff who are early childhood educator experts in the field, who've come from a variety of different positions and experiences, from being a director at a child care center, from being a teacher in the classroom, from being, you know, individual who knows about childcare and has worked with in-home childcare providers specifically. And so, you know, we have a team that really knows what parents need, right? And what childcare is, right? We're not someone who just created it because we felt like, oh, this is an opportunity, but we really knew what was needed, right? And what problem we really wanted to solve for parents. And so this is who we are.
Absolutely, and I love it. So why don't we dive back in just to a few little bit more questions about background and kind of you know, the why. I think as a mom, I always want to know why was it developed, you know, story behind it, just it always helps.
Well, the amazing thing that it was developed by a parent, Alessandra Lisama, right? A single mom, right, who personally faced the struggles of finding a high quality childcare program, right, when her child was young. And so, you know, she's an entrepreneur, she's a businesswoman, a CEO. So she knows, she's super well-rounded, and she knew that there was a crisis, right? There was a $47 billion crisis in childcare in our nation. And she's like, what do we need to be able to solve childcare, right? And so we need to come together as a community, not just from the private sector, but from the public sector, and come together and invest in childcare. So she's really focused on bringing those two parties together and investing in childcare. So she's working really hard. Again, she's developed grants for parents, right? And she's also developed grants for childcare programs, especially during this time, this COVID time, right? She's been able to go ahead and offer, you know, grants available for programs to be able to buy essential supplies, activities for children to continue to grow and create a very enriching environment. And so she's a wonderful woman. And I always share people, she used to be a Montessori teacher. So, right, she's someone who really knows the field and who has a personal experience, one teaching and one being a single parent looking for high quality childcare.
That's literally the best of both worlds, as far as, which is why that, you know, it's just so, the site is so incredible, I guess, in my opinion, and I'm sure many people, because of all of those different, you know, viewpoints and aspect points she can pull from. So tell me a little bit about, what does TOOTRiS mean? Because TOOTRiS, you know, at first I was like, how do you say it? Like, tell us, what does that mean?
TOOTRiS. So the TOOTRiS word is from, it's a French word, and it's pronounced TOOTRiS. And so, and we kind of, I guess they discovered that people were having a hard time kind of spelling it correctly. And so they decided to write it, what is it called? Phonetically, sorry, lost my train of thought, phonetically correct. And so that's where TOOTRiS came about. So it's spelled TOOTRIS. And so, yeah, so they came from, and then it symbolizes guardian. It means guardian and tutor. That's what TOOTRiS symbolizes.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, I think we definitely covered a lot, and I know moms are going to be so excited to hear about this
Oh,
incredible
we
resource.
are excited. We are super excited to have you guys be a part of our growing community. And because we're learning from you guys, and we're here to also give back, right? And making childcare, right? I want to emphasize high quality childcare more accessible, right? For parents. And so that's our main mission out there, is to increase the access to high quality childcare in San Diego. And then we're looking forward to expanding in other cities very near in the near future.
Well,
So
we're lucky you guys were San Diego based, so you started here. That is for sure. We're
yes,
lucky,
yes.
and we're happy to be.
So
You know,
any feedback or anything that you guys have, as parents, like we're open to suggestions, because again, this was designed for parents and for childcare programs to really support them.
which is
And
amazing.
making those two connections together, right? Parents and connecting them to high quality childcare.
Absolutely. And I'm going to peek over at our live because I'm on the Zoom and see if we have any questions. But if you do have any questions, this is the time to kind of drop it in. I know moms' lives are always chaotic and hectic. So if you're not tuning in live and you have a question, drop it in the comments anyways if you're watching just the recording, because we will definitely chime in. And I know you guys will be on hand to answer any questions, and we can definitely facilitate that. But
yeah, and if there is, like, if you get any questions or parents are interested in a specific topic about childcare, like, what is high quality childcare? Like, what should I look for when I go into a setting, right? Or simple, like, what are some COVID, health and safety procedures that programs are currently implementing, right? Especially for parents who are now beginning to do a little bit more of that childcare search. We're happy to just kind of give you a little bit more information on that. And then, or maybe, do another live event where we go into details in depth about what that looks like for someone during this pandemic, right? And what quality childcare looks like in San Diego.
and I mean, I'm sure the pandemic happened, but all of the stuff you guys created really did give us a lot of resources to be able to do that research and not have to make those contact points early on. So I think, like,
correct.
I mean, it's just awesome.
Yes.
And so we go to www.tootris.com.
Yes.
That's TOOTRIS.com, and we will drop that in the comments as well.
Yes, and then you can find us in all kinds of social media platforms, to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, even, and Instagram. And so we're always continuously active and posting and blogging as well, and providing parents with resources. We just recently, had a contest for Father's Day. And so we're doing different events really to engage families in our community and really connect with them at a personal level.
Yay! I love it. And I love it that you guys are here, and we're excited to have you guys as a partner, and just excited to see you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And thank you for everybody who joined in. I didn't see, oh, wait, we got one. What is the age range for kids? We have a question from Felicia. I'll let you answer that one.
What was the
age range?
So programs vary in different age groups, but programs can vary from they can care from children all the way from 0 to 12 years old.
Oh, okay.
So even school-age children. And center-based programs tend to care for kids more 0 to 5 years old. That's the typical age range, but in-home childcare programs tend to care for children from 0 to all the way till school age, till 12 years old. So
I learned something
that's a vast of age groups that both types of care offer.
Very cool. And I think that's all I see on here. But again, we know you're busy. We know you probably aren't tuning in live. You might be doing snack time or nap time. Or
yeah, and if they want to have more questions about TOOTRiS, how it works, where to apply for maybe childcare assistance, what resources are out there, they can log into our website. They can also call us or send us an email, and we're really good about being very responsive to parents and ensuring that we provide them the most accurate, reliable information.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Right, thanks for having us.
Time.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye, and thank you for everybody for being here. And we will drop all the links and handles and everything so you can follow them, and go ahead and check the site out. Again, we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.
Adios.
Okay, I got to figure out what I'm doing here. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm still on Facebook. Give me one moment. Oh, could you make me a host again?
Yes. That's
all
right.
Perfect. We got more. Bye, everybody. Thank you again.
Adios.
We appreciate you.